Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or should I say welcome to my channel. If you guys can see from the title below, I'll be reacting to top 10 most impeccable anime fights of the decade 2000s. This is by viniitube.
Taking our furthest trip down memory lane to date.
Samurai Champloo. I watched Samurai.
True to its artsy and unique form, Samurai Champloo brings us the first among the top fights of the 2000s. Here, Mugen and Jin battle Karia, the so-called Hand of God. This fight shows much of Samurai Champloo's appeal. The artistic shots are there and the simple fluid sequencing of attacks is there too. I really like how non-movement sword fights in Samurai Champloo pretty much go against the typical shonen style of deadlocks and clashes of power.
Pass through
Instead,
people?
the fights are fast, fluid, and place emphasis on dodging and moving according to pre-planned moves. Karia is just the perfect type of opponent to set the two main characters on and to establish the overall power level in the series. The two of them got their asses handed to them by the sheer genius and style of their opponent.
Bleach. This was a good fight.
The 2000s is the era of the Shonen Jump Big Three, and the first one to enter the list is Bleach with its Ichigo versus Grimmjow fight.
This was a good fight.
Grimmjow's one of Ichigo's most memorable rivals, and it's not a surprise that their final fight delivered in all regards. Personally, I don't consider this the best fight in terms of character building or clash of ideals. This fight, however, is king when it comes to good old slugfests, as Ichigo and Grimmjow went in war with unrestrained power, just as the 6th Espada wanted. Grimmjow may not be Ichigo's perfect foil, but he sure knows how to make an impact, and despite not having as much internal stakes as some of the previous Ichigo fights, Grimmjow versus Ichigo's final fight remains one of the most memorable and visually imprinting clashes in Bleach. Feeling massively overwhelmed, Ichigo bet on all he had up to this point, his raw will and resolve. With Orihime's fate at stake, Ichigo got that last push he needed and ended up finishing Grimmjow with a slash that also doubled as one of the best fight screenshots in the art.
Oh, what is this? Guardian of the Spirits, Moribito.
Now here's a show that's rather niche compared to what we've taken a look at so far. 2007's Moribito does start off with a bang, with a great fight coming in as early as the 3rd episode. Balsar shows off how much of a badass female lead she is by taking on several hunters at once. The numbers disadvantage doesn't seem to phase the seasoned warrior one bit, as she comes out right on top. Although, I've got to say, is that even really that surprising? Looking at the clip, you wouldn't expect Moribito to be a 2007 show, given how great the fighting looked. Fight choreography and the animation are all ahead of their time in this series. If you think that the fight looks great, then you might want to watch the rest of the series. With its themes and intriguing story, Moribito is a gem that deserves more appreciation.
Oh, she took that hit to this. Oh wow, never seen an anime before, or this anime. Gurren Lagann.
Team Daiguren and their battle against the anti-spirals is by far the show's pinnacle as far as big fights go. It has all the trigger signatures, over-the-top action, crazy twists and sacrifices, and the spine-tingling finish sequence fueled by fiery voice acting and Surairo Days blasting in the background. Thinking about it now just gives me goosebumps, and I'm sure the same goes for some of you as well. It's hard not to like this fight because it's probably peak TTGL, and everything you'd love about the show is condensed in this one decisive fight, with Team Daiguren carrying the hope of humanity on their back. The final battle of TTGL truly is a landmark moment in the late 2000s. It capped off the show that put Trigger on the map, and the studio hasn't looked back ever since.
Hunter x Hunter, I remember.
For the very few of you who didn't know, Hunter x Hunter had an anime way back.
I call it Hunter x Hunter.
Where we'll be taking a look at the next fight on the list, Kurapika versus Uvogin. The brute of the Phantom Troop, the unstoppable Uvogin takes on Kurapika in this fight that showcases why fights in Hunter x Hunter are so fun and unpredictable. I don't blame fans for taking it for granted because he was defeated so early. But when you look at the guy in a vacuum, he's such a great anime. That in turn makes him the perfect opponent to put over and build hype for Kurapika's abilities, as the giant brute of a man gets absolutely destroyed by Kurapika. Through clever manipulations and unpredictability, Kurapika was able to snowball snowball his advantage in the fight and easily win, even healing through Uvogin's attack. To his credit, Uvogin was never the dumb muscle that his boisterous behavior and loudmouth make him seem to be, but he does find himself outmatched here. The icing on the cake is the reveal of how Kurapika's abilities counter his enhancer ability. The battle's been decided, and even Uvogin himself knows it.
Okay, I can't pronounce that.
Our fifth place fight is a
Yo,
real slobber knocker featuring Takamura.
I've never seen this
taking
anime,
on Hawk.
but I
Brian
tried to
Hawk
react
and
to it
Takamura
before,
are basically foils for
and
each
I
other.
was
Loud,
watching
boisterous, and perverted,
a
the two
scene
are
in
cut
this
from the same
anime,
cloth.
and
Riding on a winning streak and
when
being
they
carried by
hit
an
you,
all-time high, Hawk
well,
confidently
when they
begins combat
do they
against
hits,
the Japanese
it
opponent,
just sounds
trading
like
impactful
they're
punches and swinging
punching
the momentum back
a
and
bulldozer.
forth. There was really a war inside the squared circle. At the fight's darkest moment, it's Takamura's unstoppable rage that allows him to finally turn the tides. The intensity has been turned up to such an extent that it allows him to finally settle the score and put an end to the undefeated streak of Brian Hawk. The over-the-top fight is part of what makes Ippo such a classic. Where else do you see non-main characters being featured in such epic showdowns? The fight makes Takamura look so badass, and needless to say, he beat Hawk into retirement. Literally. Takamura won't be in another fight as awesome as this one.
Oh my god. Cowboy Bebop. Ooh, I need to watch this. I heard a lot of good things about this anime.
I'd be hard-pressed to write something about the 2000s without at least mentioning Cowboy Bebop, one of the landmark
Is
shows
this on
of that
Netflix?
decade. Now, for
I
this
need to watch
entry,
this.
however, we go past beyond the much-loved series and take a look at a fight from the movie, the battle between Spike and Vincent. Really, who doesn't love a good old fist fight to end an amazing anime movie? The two fighters, after numerous confrontations, find themselves in for one decisive face-off, and they simply put out one of the best unarmed combat sequences in anime. The action's fast and furious, and their fight spills all over the place. After numerous setbacks, Spike finally gets the upper hand in what's been a touch-and-go battle. As an aside, I also like how the whole fight simply demonstrates Spike's endurance concurrently with his vulnerabilities. Despite being the ace bounty hunter, Spike seems to be fighting an uphill underdog battle here, but you just don't notice that at first because of the cool sequences. Hand-to-hand combat at its finest.
I agree. Naruto. Yo, when Lee, yo, this fight was it. Gar and
In contrast to
Lee.
the Clash of the Titans, we have an
This
underdog
was a
fight
good
for our
fight.
third place entry. All you need to take a look at is the build-up of the roles of the two characters, and it's not hard to predict the winner of Gaara versus Rock Lee. On one hand, you've got the arc villain who's heavily featured everywhere. Facing him is the resident comedic side character who, despite kicking Sasuke's ass, certainly stands no chance. I mean, let's be realistic about it. However, if you look at the fight alone, you don't get that impression. From the beginning of the fight, Rock Lee took on Gaara with all he had and was seemingly on the verge of victory in numerous instances. If he wasn't facing a main character for the arc, that kind of effort from Rock Lee would have certainly knocked any opponent senseless. Seemingly having an answer for everything Gaara threw at him, Lee looked at the top of his game before finally taking the obligatory loss. There was no way that Rock Lee was going to win this.
Well, not
Boy,
at that
did he
time.
go out like a true champion.
Not at that time. I think he I keep saying I gotta watch One Piece. I gotta watch One Piece.
Over the years, One Piece has given us a lot of cool and emotional fights. As one of the biggest shonen series out there, it's bound to have several fights that are contenders to make it on this list. Now, why did I choose Luffy's fight versus Lucci specifically? In addition to the emotional context and the weight of the fight, I'd say that the battle against Lucci is one of Luffy's fights that is all about his raw power. For a lot of fights, Luffy receives help in true shonen fashion, whether it be surviving Crocodile's initial assaults through luck or Law helping out against Doflamingo and others. However, this battle against Lucci's a good old physical brawl that, barring some motivations from Usopp, basically is a battle that Luffy won through effort. Not a lot of plot-related devices going on around to help Luffy secure the win, and we're treated to a nice little slugfest that features the two combatants answering each other with blazingly hard punches and physical feats.
What is this? Very good with a sword. Sword of a stranger. I've never heard of this anime. I gotta know.
I've talked about this fight from Sword of the Stranger before.
I want to watch
In fact,
it,
it
though.
topped another list that you might want to check out too, but I guess that's just a testament as to how awesome this climactic battle is. Throughout the movie, we've been treated to scenes of Luo Lang's feats, and the hype for the climactic battle's over the roof. All this time, we were made to wonder what Nanashi could possibly do to defeat his opponent, who's been shown to have the strength of an entire army, and trust me, that's no exaggeration. The fight at the altar is probably one of the best pieces of anime cinematography, not just in the decade, but in anime history as a whole. Think about that. The intensity of the fight's been amped up, and that's all thanks to the animation, the acting, and the soundtrack backing up the classic bout. If you have to pick an anime fight to represent peak anime battles in the 2000s, this one has got to be one of the strongest candidates.
Okay, Sword of a Stranger. Gotta remember that. Gotta watch this.
As we conclude the list, I got sucked into a wave
Also
of
gotta
nostalgia
watch that
myself.
Cowboy
I'm more of a
Bebop.
2010s guy if we're talking about anime decades, but the 2000s had a lot of great highlights, didn't it, if I do say so myself.
Thank you, viniitube. Thank you for showing me these 10 impeccable anime. Now I have two. Yeah, I think I have two animes that I have to watch. I do have to find Sword of a Stranger, and also, One Piece and Cowboy Bebop. So 3 animes that I have to watch. Those 3 I'm excited about, like what you see. Comment down below, tell me what you think of his recommendations. Also tell me what you want me to react to. And also, give this video a big thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel for more reactions on everything, basically. Yeah, so catch you guys in the next reaction video. Peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being here. Thank you for watching me. Later.